The delivery of high expectations in the school was in place, we thought, but discussing high expectations through the Stronger, Smarter philosophy put a different light on what high expectations could look like and how you could bring everyone into that expectation throughout the school community. And it wasn't just about having high expectations of the children, it was about having high expectations of yourself, your practices, your relationships, and the whole feeling of the school and how the school ran. Yep.
A high expectation relationship, whether it's between staff members or it's staff to students or staff to parents and carers, means to me that everyone feels that they've got a stake or that their voice is heard in the conversations that we have. Our principal is a great role model around that. He models that very well to staff, to students, and to our community. They all feel very safe and secure in having dialogue with him around any issue, and that's been a great thing for the staff, because not all of them had what I called high expectations of relationships within our community.
I think it's the dialogue between people, between staff and community, with the students, again built on that respect and really listening to what people have to say, and those people knowing that you will listen to what they have to say and you will consider it from all perspectives, not just from your own perspective or from the school's perspective. And I think people feel valued in that situation and have no hesitancy in coming to the school and discussing anything. And I think one of the main differences it's made is that having that culture in the school is that even when there's a problem, people know they can come and talk about something that's making them angry without being angry about that, or something that's upsetting them without being upset, or indeed if they are upset, that's okay, but we can talk through it.
I think it means that there's a real sharing between the two parties, and that we're expecting that we can get both get something out of it a lot more, and building that confidence in each other, building the confidence within the school, and building the expectations of what we expect from our students, and expectations of what we expect from our families.
I think above everything it involves respect, mutual respect of all parties, and valuing the strengths that everyone has to bring to the situation. When all of those things are in place in the school setting, the students are able to thrive and feel supported and bring their best to their education, I think.
So what high expectations then does for us, or the Stronger, Smarter philosophy work does for us, is that we have this space where it's okay to have a professional dialogue, and it's okay to challenge a colleague to say, do you realise what you just said about that child is dismissing the fact that they're a person and that they want to learn and they want to be at school. So it's a low expectation statement. So we've been able to probably gravitate that thinking using the high expectation terminology and culture. So that means that in everything that you do and everything that we talk about, you're able to then say, so that is how we complement our high expectations culture.
I think it's built a lot around trust. There's so many things, but obviously knowing your kids well is a really good start. Knowing them really well, both personally and academically. Having the trust within them and them trusting you enough for them to make mistakes, you know, knowing that it's okay to have a go and make mistakes, but also that you expect a certain level from them, and they need to be showing that to you, and they need to be respectful of you enough to provide that, you know. But on the other hand, you know, I think, as I said, trust. They're happy to have a go, and they're happy to, you know, if they make a mistake, and learn from it and ask for help if they need it, and they just feel comfortable enough for you to sort of go through their learning journey with you and feel supported, but also know that when I'm in this classroom there is a certain expectation that I need to meet, and you know, if there's anything less than that, then I'm doing myself a disservice, but I'm also doing my teacher a disservice as well. So
every parent, so for example, every parent or new child in our school sits through the interview process and does a tour of the school and talks with me personally, I do all of them, and we talk about how we are as a school, and we talk about how we are as a school culture. We talk about what we do and how we do reading and how we do writing, which most schools do. But in our thinking of high expectations culture is that we set the groundwork of how the relationship's going to be, that you as the parent are part of our relationship and the child is part of our relationship, and we expect amazing things together, and that's what we demand. And we say demand, and that's strong, I know, but we say demand because that's how important this stuff is, and that if someone in this relationship, whether it be the parent-me student relationship or the teacher-student relationship or the student-student relationship, isn't respectful of that demand, then we're able to say, well, is that really a high expectations comment, or is that really, are you valuing what that person's saying, or are you really embracing what these people are bringing? Or it could be as simple as the teacher that inherently doesn't invite parents into their classroom for anything. Is that a high expectation that your parents can provide something for you as a teacher? So it's a real vehicle. It's a real vehicle to challenge and be challenged. And be challenged is probably the most important thing. And to think about reflection and to think about how you do things.
Just being able to discuss things and for parents to feel comfortable to come and discuss, especially academic issues, with our staff, I've found is really improved within our school, and I really feel that is lifting that high expectation, because once upon a time it might have been just around a sporting event, or their child playing in a team or whatever else, but now there's actual academic and learning questions happening from parents and discussion around those expectations. So I think the bar's lifted. It's not totally where we want it to be yet, but it's a long way in front.
It's a vehicle. And what does it look like in our space? Well, it's terminology that's common. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. And like all good schools, if you can have consistency from top one end of the school to the bottom, so your preppies to your grade sixes, then the kids are getting the same messages consistently. So and it's no different for our staff, that there's this understanding that we have a high expectations relationship and we have a high expectations culture.
If you've got that consensus of opinion or that discussion or dialogue going on within the school community, and if it's positive with high expectations of everyone involved, student outcomes have to improve, because the students are at the focus and the centre of everything that's done. And I think that is a hugely supportive environment, and it helps the understanding of the education process, which would then ultimately really help those kids succeed in the school setting.